Welcome back to Tipton Bros. Today, we'll be discussing the Mesoamerican Macuahuitl. Before we begin, I must disclose that I am no expert and never claimed to be. Now, let's get into it. The Mexica, more commonly known as the Aztec, had likely developed the Macuahuitl well before the arrival of Spanish conquistadors, although its origin is hotly debated, being attributed to the Tlaxcaltecas, Mixtecs, and Purepecha, among others. The famed weapon was ubiquitous, employed by numerous Mesoamerican civilizations located in modern-day central and southern Mexico. Hernán Cortés is regarded as the man to topple the mighty Aztec Empire with the aid of advanced weaponry and allied indigenous tribes. A sweeping smallpox virus crippled the capital of Tenochtitlan, leaving the Mexica defenseless and in time nearly eradicated. Cortés is today a polarizing figure, but his exploration of the Mexican interior does provide a window into Mesoamerican civilization, including their conduction of warfare and use of the Macuahuitl itself. The Macuahuitl is often mischaracterized as a sword or club hybrid, when in fact it is a completely unique design, unhindered by foreign influence. It most closely resembled a paddle and was constructed of native white oak, or possibly pine. White oak being a durable, heavy hardwood, ideal for such a role. Archaeologist Nicoletta Maestri from the University of California Riverside states, Macuahuitls were between 1.6 to 3.2 feet long. The overall shape was a narrow handle with a wider rectangular paddle on the top. For comparison, the average baseball bat is 34.5 inches or 2.8 feet. Encompassing the oblong head was a deep, carved channel within the wood, which contained sharpened obsidian blades. These blades were meticulously hand-formed through a process of knapping where the volcanic glass could be refined. Obsidian is renowned for its edge, many times finer than even the highest quality steel scalpel. Dr. Maestri believes the blades were 1 to 2 inches in length and spaced equally along the weapon's head. She continues, the long edges were set in the paddles with some sort of natural adhesive, perhaps bitumen or chicle. Bitumen, better known as solidified petroleum, is observed throughout Mesoamerica in naturally occurring deposits. Likewise, chicle is the organic viscous latex produced by the sapodilla tree. Both substances were commonplace in the Aztec Empire and would have been readily available. These features sketch out the rough baseline for what we understand the Macuahuitl to be. Any further detail on my part would be mere speculation, due to a lack of concrete evidence. This raises the question, why do we know so little? Archaeologist and historian Marco Antonio Cervera Obregón sums it up in his piece titled The Macuahuitl, an innovative late post-classic in Mesoamerica. Obregón states, unfortunately, we have to understand that the history of the Mexica during the stage of migration is fairly ambiguous, since it is a mixture of myth and history. He also stresses a sizable void in the archaeological record. A murky timeline, coupled with the dubious documentation of the Aztec, leaves the Macuahuitl in a state of vague subjectivity. It is at this junction where the first-hand accounts of Spanish conquistadors play a vital role. Here are two separate text examples from the 1517 expedition of the Yucatan Peninsula, led by Francisco Hernandez de Cordoba. Quote, their weapons were sharp blades of flint, set into opposite sides of a club, and this weapon was so fierce that they claimed that with one blow they could chop off a horse's head, cutting right through the neck. Cordoba himself then echoes this sentiment, adding, they can split a man in two with a single blow, provided this is the first one, since all further blows are useless. Such is the sharpness of this weapon and its fragility. Remarkable testimony of the Macuahuitl, which highlights its supposed cutting potential, but also delicacy, a glass cannon of sorts. Cordoba speaks of the Maya people, which he encountered, displaying the geographical distribution of this technology, from the coast of the Yucatan to the dense forests of central Mexico. The Macuahuitl was a staple of Mesoamerica during the late post-classic period, but its exact origins remain unclear, despite being assigned to the Aztec. It was, and still is, an ingenious design, but its legend has outgrown the confines of reality. The Macuahuitl was used sparingly against lightly protected targets, and would be largely nullified by Spanish armor. The upkeep was high, as blades would require correctional knapping or replacement frequently after use. Edge alignment would have been key to the Macuahuitl's success, as even a minor miscalculation could lessen the blow. Ultimately, the archaeological record of Mesoamerica will come into focus, and with it, the Macuahuitl. I hope you have enjoyed today's brief overview of the Mesoamerican Macuahuitl. We are a small channel, so a like is greatly appreciated, and recommendations are always welcome. Again, I am no expert and never claim to be. Until next time, on Tipton Bros.